Salem Aerial. For aerial photos, videos, mapping, and inspections, visit salemaerial.com.
The main reason I'm here today is I want the public to understand what's happening to me by the government in full detail, the intimidation and the bullying, all because I'm trying to earn a living and provide for my family. And so I'm going to walk you guys through the timeline of what the government has tried to do to me in the last 10 days. And I hope that you are as ashamed as I am. So on March 2nd, you all know that I publicly announced that I was going to be opening my salon on May 5th. And I was doing so to support my family and provide an income for my family. On May 4th, the day before I even opened, OSHA came into my salon and informed me that they would return the next day, and if I opened, they would issue me a $1,000 citation. And if I didn't comply and shut my doors, they would then issue me a $70,000 citation. And at that point, I was almost broken and beaten, and I almost decided not to open. And with the help of my political experts and my attorneys, we moved forward. And on May 5th, we did open our doors. And myself and some of my independent contractors were able to come in for a week and work, as is our right, and provide for our families. There's about 23 artists that work in this salon. And the last I checked, within the last week, not a single one of them has received any unemployment or government assistance. So they had 1 week to come in and try to earn a living for their family and pay some of the bills that we're acquiring. And on May 6th, the next day, my lease with the city of Salem was threatened, claiming that I was violating the order and therefore violating my lease. So yet another agency that was coming and threatening me and intimidating me. And if you can possibly believe this, on May 7th, Child Protective Services showed up at my home. They questioned my husband and I. They questioned my child without me present. They searched our home. And I've never expected such a violent, aggressive, vindictive thing could ever have been done to me or my family, because I'm trying to earn a living, because I'm trying to work. 1 week later, excuse me, I'm sorry. 1 week later, yesterday, OSHA finally decided that my case was closed and had decided that my disciplinary actions were as follows: that I would receive, no doubt, a $14,000 fine for operating a, quote, hazardous facility for my, quote, employees, which I do not have. I have independent contractors that are choosing to work in this facility. OSHA has illegally deemed them employees and is citing me as an employer, which I am not, $14,000. And upon issuing that citation, which will come next week, I was told, I will have 3 days to shut my doors, or they will cite me yet again for another issue that is, once again, not legal. So the past 10 days, when all I've wanted to do is provide for my family and earn a living and open my business that's been closed for 6 weeks, I'm being threatened and intimidated and bullied daily by the government. And I'm very sad that this is the world that we live in. I'm sad that I can drive 20 minutes down the freeway and that person's job as a hairstylist is essential, according to Kate Brown. But my job, 20 minutes up the street, is non-essential. Everyone's job is essential, not because of what we do or how we do it, but because it's the way we make our living. I just don't understand why that's hard to believe. And I'm continually terrified for the surrounding businesses in Marion County that are still deemed non-essential, and how many more businesses are going to go bankrupt and have to close because of this order. I wish I could help you guys too. Any questions? I'm gonna stay open. I don't know. Yesterday I forgot to tell you that because yet another organization came forward, the health licensing agency personally emailed and threatened all of my independent contractors and myself by revoking our license. So not only are they saying we can't do hair in this county when you can do hair in that county, but if you continue to do hair, we will take your entire livelihood from you for the rest of your life. Only about 3 stylists are working.
Do you have any details about the Child Protective Services and what they were asking your children, this kind of stuff?
I don't. They wouldn't let me in the room while they questioned my child.
They have the open case at this point, or what are they doing?
As far as I'm aware, the case is open, and they are still insisting that they want to talk to my 3-year-old daughter privately as well. So I don't know if they're going to try to talk to my 8-week-old newborn. We'll see. But they did check his diaper.
Were there specific concerns that they were trying to address?
The concerns that they listed were completely random, unmerited, unwarranted, and unprovable. So it was a completely false claim. And if they don't pursue a false claim when there are actually children out there being abused by their families, and they're wasting their time investigating me because Kate Brown doesn't like me, that's pretty devastating. This is a false claim, and it wasted CPS's valuable time when there are children who are really in need.
Yep.
Right.
That's right. Has there been any threats from any agencies or any word about potential jail time or serving in an exact capacity?
No.
Talk a little bit about the effect this had on your children.
Luckily, I feel like my son's a pretty happy little guy, and I wish I knew the scope of questioning they had, but he didn't seem to be affected after the man left. But again, it'd be a lot more comforting if I knew what they were asking my child and what they were documenting in my file without me knowing.
Have the other 3 stylists been fined as well?
No one's been fined except for me.
So just to clarify, with the fine coming from OSHA, is that something that you can't act upon legally until you actually receive it? What's kind of the game plan?
They informed my attorney last night that I would be receiving it, and it would be as early as Monday. Myself or the salon? Oh, that'd be hard to say. Maybe 3 or 4 a day per stylist. You know, I'm vowing to stay open as long as I can until the government basically tries to take my entire career, something I've worked 15 years for, out from underneath me. That's the most harmful thing they could have done, and I think that's why they did it. And that's pathetic. I've worked my whole life to build the businesses that I've built, and they want to take away my entire right to do that forever.
Do you feel persecuted, and if so, by who?
Absolutely. I feel persecuted absolutely by Kate Brown herself, because she's governing these agencies and she's allowing them to target me, if not requesting them to target me, because every agency that she has underneath her has come at me at this point.
Do you believe that if Kate Brown would just give the word that all this would go away?
Yes, I believe if she would just let her people earn a living and work and let us do it safely and let us be adults, consenting adults that know how to take care of ourselves and to take care of each other. We're humans. We have compassion for each other. We're going to look out for each other. We know how to do that. If she would just allow us to do that. I don't want anyone to get sick. I know you guys don't want anyone to get sick.
Right.
But I also don't want to go bankrupt and lose everything I've worked for, and neither do you.
Right.
So let's be, active, mature, caring, sensitive to other people, open our business and be cautious, but let's all be able to maintain our livelihoods. And if she would just let us do that, yes, there would be no issue. Who is? You know, the reason I opened to begin with was because there was no date, and there is still no date. She could say very well that we're opening next week, and then we could not open next week, just like we didn't open today, just like we didn't open last 2 weeks. And at some point I said, how much debt is my family going to go into before I decide I need to earn our living and pay our mortgage? And so I opened. So for me to close my doors now and say, well, I have absolute faith that Kate Brown is going to come through this week, I do not. And I can't risk another week of my income.
Yeah.
Yes. We have 4 Tan Republic franchises. We have a gym, and then we have this hair salon.
Are they all here in Salem?
No, they're spread out throughout different counties. But right now, they are all closed.
Lindsay, some online business profiles say that the overall LLC of Glamour has about $2.8 million of revenue annually. Can you confirm that that's true? And then can you specify who's paying the fine and who's paying your attorney fees?
I definitely could not confirm that we have $2.8 million in revenue. I don't think that's accurate. And I am paying my attorney fees right now. There is a GoFundMe that's set up for supporters that have wanted to help me. But as of right now, I'm responsible for my attorney fees and I'm responsible for my fines.
Did you apply for a PPP loan?
I did. We just got it a week ago for one business.
Remember, PPP doesn't allow you to cover things like rent, other things. It only covers paychecks. So when you own 7 businesses or however many businesses Lindsay owns, you have rents that are due. You have no income coming in. It is very difficult to make ends meet in that environment. You're operating on a loss every single day.
And what they're telling you with the PPP program is bring your staff back and pay them and use that money. Well, what are you paying them for? You've closed me down. And secondly, you've given them so much unemployment, they don't want to come back to work.
Yeah. How does that work with independent contractors?
So I don't have employees here. So with independent contractors, it just doesn't even apply. Yeah.
Yeah. They file their own PPP. They file for their own PPP.
Because remember, OSHA, I do not have employees.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I have not received one single unemployment check, not one. Has anyone received an unemployment check? Nope.
Still haven't even had a claim process.
Although OSHA is claiming, because they're citing me $14,000, they're claiming that these girls are employees. So if they're employees, shouldn't they be getting unemployment?
That's right.
But they're not getting unemployment because they're independent contractors. So the court system wants it both ways. The government wants it both ways.
I did see OSHA did that. They were claiming it.
They are claiming that. That is not true.
And the $30,000 that you received, what relief fund was that for? What can that get used for?
That will pay 1 month of maybe 2 of the businesses overhead. So if you do the math,
For rent and
yeah.
Did you say how much that PPP was for all businesses?
No, it was for, it was one approved loan and we are supposed to spread it out over all of our 6 businesses.
Do you know how much that loan was for?
I believe it was for 30,000.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Any other questions?
If you get another fine, do you have a plan for that? Or is it to just stay open in perpetuity? Or is there a consequence that they would lay down on you? Maybe that's better. If they revoked your license, what would your step be after that?
I would 100% have to fight it and sue. I mean, that would be my only choice. That's my entire livelihood. If they issue me another citation, I mean, yeah, they're really trying to break me. I'm almost broken. I'm almost closing. And that's terrifying because that just means that when Kate Brown decides she wants to close again, Kate Brown decides she wants to close again. And she's strong-armed me enough that, and scared me and intimidated me, bullied me enough that it worked, and so she knows she'll be able to do it again. But I would love to see Kate Brown be as brave as me if CPS were taken to her house for her 2 stepchildren, or she had a business, or she didn't get a paycheck this whole 6 weeks. She's got a paycheck. She's not providing for young children. She doesn't have CPS coming to her door. So Kate Brown has no idea.
Lindsay, Lindsay, so we don't miss it, can we get you to say and spell your name?
Lindsey Graham, LindseyGraham.
And how do we book an appointment? What's your website?
GlamourSalem.com.
And is this an attorney back here?
No, not attorney.
Is one of your attorneys available?
Not today.
Not today.
Is there anything
And
else
they,
from-
the attorneys are challenging the fine. So.
Good.
How do we support you? Well, I know about the GoFundMe, but are there other ways that us as fellow Oregonians can support you and encourage you?
I would say do what you're doing today, which is showing up, because it's really hard to be strong by yourself. Fighting
If you, yeah.
We're with you. We're done.
fighting a government who would take it to your home, to your children. I never expected that. So please support other businesses like this. Sora was going to cry on TV. Thank you
How many
guys.
days a week are you open right now?
We are not really technically open during set days because my independent contractors can work whenever they like.
Yes.
So I work, 3 days a week. Someone else might only work 1 day a week. So we're just taking appointments only.
The ladies behind you, they're all independent contractors.
And supporters.
Is there anybody back there that would like to say anything?
Want to be on the news? If you have a question, maybe they'll answer.
I just want to say that Lindsay is so brave. I have known Lindsay almost my whole life, and what she is doing is amazing. And the fact that this state would go after her babies, I just have no words. I have no words. I am ashamed to be an Oregonian. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of this state. I'm ashamed of people that think this is okay. I'm ashamed of Kate Brown. I'm ashamed of the people that voted her in.
Right. We're out.
But thank you, Lindsay.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you, Lindsay, for standing up for us.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you, supporters,
Right.
for being there for us.
All right.
We need to get Marion County open. We need to get Polk County open. Multnomah, Clackamas, Washington.
Yep.
They're being held hostage.
They are.
So afraid of
Let them go.
not living.
Let them go.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
At Western Pacific Roofing, our residential team can provide all of your roofing needs. 503-588-7663.